Welcome home, masters and misses. My name is HidoriKuro, and welcome back to more Zenless Zone Zero. We're back with yet another agent story for one and only Trigger, 0 point calibration. Her TV schedule is now live. Accompanied with that, she's also up on this signatures with a boosted drop rate. I unfortunately will be skipping her because I'm literally 30 away from an S rank, and I'm hoping I win my 50-50 on Vivian when she comes out. That's what I'm planning for, because I need another Ether agent. I only have Nicole and Astriel. Both are really good for support, but I need someone that can do damage. I need an Ether agent that can do damage. Yes, Zhu Yuan's here, but Vivian's got the better aesthetic, I'm afraid. So I know who I'm planning on pulling for when it comes to Ether or not. Plus, Ether Anomaly, we need that. I kind of been sleeping on the Anomaly agents, and I need to change that. But it's time to focus on the new agent story, agent episode, whatever you want to call it, Out of Sight. Why Ether and Ice? This is supposed to be focused on Trigger. Trigger's an electric support agent. Why? Whatever. This is a story that took place in the past. A story of a rookie Proxy named Phaethon, who meets a young lady at a crossroads of fate. Weiss, we've been on 6 feet for a while now. How many internet commissions have we taken these past few days? We're still newbies, so you know how it is. So this is taking place like before they became the legendary Proxy Phaethon. Wow. I see. It's okay. We're starting our Proxy business and video store business from scratch. It'll take time. I've been managing the store, so thanks for handling the internet side of things, Weiss. Living together in this cozy little home is already much better than our life right after leaving the academy. As long as we gradually build our reputation, we'll eventually have a chance to uncover clues about the fall of the old capital, Weiss. Weiss, let's take it slow. Yeah, but I still want to take on some commissions. I knew you'd say that, but this worry will be solved soon. Actually, I saw how hard you've been working to find commissions, so these past few days, I've also been searching on internet for an intelligence broker who can find commissions for us. If we can establish a long-term partnership with such a professional intelligence broker, we won't have to worry about getting commissions in the future. Don't I deserve a little praise? Good job. And today, I've arranged to meet him at the store. He should be here soon. At that moment, a certain knocking comes from the door. That must be him. Weiss, let's go talk to him. Maybe the first commission we work on with him will give us a totally awesome surprise. Trigger did mention in, I think Soldier Zero Ambi's agent story that they did work with her in the past or something like that. I just can't remember when. Or maybe this is probably what it is, actually. As the front door is open, the man in the suit walks in. Although he wears a friendly and reliable smile, there's still something slightly off about him. Oh great, this guy. Weiss, let me introduce you to this professional intelligence broker I found on internet. Hello, Shepard. Nice to meet you both. You can call me Shepard. I'm glad you two chose to work for me. By the way, are you just starting out in this line of work? Nice to meet you. We haven't been in the business for too long. I understand. It's normal for rookie proxies like you to have a hard time finding commissions. But please, don't worry. As an intelligence broker, I exist precisely for people like you. Let me check my notes. Your name is Phaethon, right? What kind of commissions do you usually specialize in? Great, any commission. Or an energetic response. These days, many young proxies lack the energy you have. That being said, combat-related commissions might be a bit tricky, right? You two don't seem like fighters, and hiring combat personnel can be expensive for new proxies. To be honest, I'm not sure I feel comfortable assigning you anything dangerous. Well, we'll find a way to handle it. You'll see soon our abilities in action through the actual commission. The actual commission, huh? Well then, I happen to have a recently issued commission that could serve as the perfect starting point for our partnership. I believe this commission is of the perfect difficulty to assess your abilities. If you're interested, let me explain the details. So we move to a more convenient place to talk? It's not suitable to talk about this at the counter, so you have to move to a small room with Separate to discuss things in detail.
Our Our first assignment together is a missing person commission. There's no need for combat or venturing into any hollows, so it's completely safe. Honestly, I can't think of a better way to test your skills.
Why hire a proxy then?
With all due respect to the client, a proxy's role is to guide people through the hollows. Is it worth hiring a proxy for a commission that doesn't even involve going into one?
There's gotta be something more to it in that case.
Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not trying to pass this off on you. Your ability to navigate the hollow is unquestionable. That's what makes a proxy a proxy. But this role involves more than just that, and this commission is a perfect opportunity to demonstrate those other skills. To be honest, the client barely gave us anything to work with, just pieces of info. That's why this is a perfect chance to show off your skills in gathering intel, spotting details, and negotiating. All the makings of a top-tier proxy.
He does make a good point.
All right, you've sold me. Let's see what we're dealing with.
Shepard nods in satisfaction and pulls out 3 items from his pocket: a harmonica, a sheet of music, and an old photo. Oh, that's Trigger. A somewhat aged photograph, though the image remains fairly clear. A young blonde woman with her eyes covered leans against the wall. For some reason, her silhouette seems so fragile, as if she might shatter into pieces at any moment, filled with such profound sadness.
The client has only provided us with these 3 clues. All we know is that the woman in the photo is your target.
Wait, just a photo? That's barely a clue. No name, no background, not even her usual haunts? And what's up with the harmonica and the sheet music?
The client doesn't seem to have any more info, though it's possible they just don't want to share. But the client did mention if you get stuck, you should try playing the sheet music with the harmonica. Well then, I'll leave this commission in your capable hands. Keep me in the loop if you make any breakthroughs. Just ping me on Knock Knock.
Finding someone with just a photo and a melody. That's like searching for a needle in a haystack. Got any ideas, Wise?
Let's go to Port Elpis and look for clues.
Maybe we should check Port Elpis. Women with their eyes covered aren't exactly that common. Remember when we visited the sea a while back? I think we saw someone who fit that description. Remember? You were in a bad mood, so we went to the sea to clear our heads. We even bought some fries, but you got distracted by a woman passing by with her eyes covered, and the seagull took the fries right out of your hand.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember. She did look a lot like the woman in the photo. And I was just curious, all right? She stood out. How was I supposed to know the seagulls there were so aggressive?
I'm pretty sure that's normal behavior for seagulls in general. I wouldn't know. I don't live near no water. I kind of want to keep it that way.
Anyway, it's an unexpected lead. Let's check out the port and see if we can dig anything up.
All right then, to Port Elpis. We're going there a lot lately. For a lot of things lately. You hardly ever do anything on 6th Street or in Lumina Square anymore. When's the last time we talked to the guys at Bellabog? That's my question. Weiss, we're here. Now let's find this guy. However, we saw that girl a week ago, and I don't know if she's actually the person we're looking for. Even if she is, it's who knows whether she's still at the port now or not. We'll get started then. All right. Since we don't have any other leads, we might as well. I'll try hacking to the cameras here to check if she's been around recently. As for you, Weiss, take the photo and ask the locals and passerby around here. Alright, time for some, I guess, detective work, you could call it. Welcome to Tatter King. Our fries and hot dog combo is a hot seller. Would you like to give it a try? Oh, I remember seeing this girl before. When exactly? Maybe once every 1 or 2 months. I'll see her wandering around this area. But I've never spoken to her, and she doesn't seem to interact with anyone around here, so I don't really know much about her background. She hasn't been around recently. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing her recently. Are you looking for her? I can keep an eye out for you. Alright, thanks. Seagulls are always here to steal the fries. The seagulls have been too active recently. They have a negative impact on the sales of our fries, so I guess we shouldn't feed them too much in the future. I mean, there's one chowing down right there. up here. They closed the door. There's room upstairs. Someone must be living there, right? A blindfolded woman has appeared around the port. Whoever lives there has seen her. Complete silence, but there seems to be some kind of noise inside. Hello? Hello? The door opens slightly. I carefully hand the photo over, and within 3 seconds, the person returns it. Never seen. Disappear. In the end, everyone will disappear, including me. The door shuts. What was that all about? Cryptic! Lucky glazed window. The windswept door stands silently closed with no response after several knocks. Perhaps sticking through the round glass window might reveal something. But the glass window seems to have not been cleaned for a long time. Maybe something. In the foggy window, there's a blurry reflection of a pair of eyes quietly watching from behind. What? However, aside from a few drifting sea breezes, there's something else on this terrace. We peered through the round glass window again. The room is only a few stacked cardboard boxes. It looks like just a storage room. The eyes are gone. That was weird. We can climb to the lighthouse and overlook the entire port. Maybe we'll spot the blindfolded woman somewhere. I don't see why not. Just as you're about to try opening the door leading to the top of the lighthouse, an old man appears behind you. Oh, I'm done. Hey, what do you think you're doing? This lighthouse is currently off limits. No one is allowed to enter. Sorry, didn't know. If I hadn't known up, we'd have just gone straight in, wouldn't you? This lighthouse hasn't been properly maintained for years. If anything happened to you, who would take responsibility? Besides, what do you need to go up to the lighthouse for anyway? I'm looking for someone. Let me see. This girl does have a rather memorable appearance, but I don't remember seeing her here before. I think she might have been here before. Is that so? I usually keep to around the lighthouse. If she was on the dock walkway, I definitely wouldn't have seen her there. She wouldn't have seen her. If you're looking for her, I suggest checking around there. At the very least, I haven't seen this girl near the lighthouse. Alright, thanks. I've asked a few people, but none of the clues seem particularly useful. Let's head back and discuss our progress with Belle.
I've got nothing. How about you, Wise?
Try the harmonica again.
Looks like this isn't something that can be solved with a quick trip to the port. But since we're here, how about we try playing the harmonica? I'm not sure what good it'll do, but if it doesn't work, we'll just buy some fries and head back home.
It's a mirror fries. Fries like the best snack you could ever have. Like, it's usually a side item for meals, but on their own, they're great for you if you're looking for something quick to eat.
I agree. Playing the harmonica and buying fries, both are officially your job now.
I guess there's no saying no to you. Fine. But just so you know, I'm not good at it. So don't blame me if it sounds terrible.
It's actually not bad. Except for that last note. You pull out the harmonica and glancing at the sheet music, you see a melody you've never heard before. Taking a deep breath, you let the notes flow and start to play. It was pretty accurate. Whatever, you'd think it sounds good at least. The music continues for half a minute. It wasn't that bad. It did feel like Weiss was messing up with a couple of notes there. Not gonna lie, but it wasn't terrible.
That was pretty painful. And it didn't do a thing. Let's just grab some fries and call it a day.
Excuse me. Were you the ones playing the harmonica just now?
Hello, Trigger.
Sorry for my brother making a bit of a ruckus. We'll just... Wait. You're the person in the photo. When did you... I didn't even hear any footsteps.
I guess the harmonica was like a literal trigger for her. Or some kind of call. I don't know.
My apologies. Moving quietly is second nature to me. I didn't mean to startle you. If I may ask, where did you learn that melody?
Bill sees you a questioning glance. The blindfolded woman from the photo actually appeared. What an unexpected surprise. But now what? First things first, let's bring her back home.
Actually, we're proxies. The song was given to us by our client. We didn't expect it to help us find you. Our client is looking for you, you see. Why don't we discuss the details somewhere else?
I see. Please lead the way. I'd also like to meet this client of yours.
Why don't we head back to the store?
Okay, let's go check in with Shepard. Oh, I almost forgot. Your name is...
My real name. I haven't used that in a long time, but I do have a code name. You can call me Charon.
Charon, that's right. Well, Soldier 11 and Ambi all have real names and code names. I can't remember what Soldier 11's was. We just learned it in Ambi's agent story, but I can't remember what it was. You return to the video store with the woman who calls herself Charon. Along the way, you introduce yourselves and say a bit about your fledgling proxy business.
Miss Charon, I've already contacted the information broker who issued the commission. Once he gets here, it shouldn't be long before you can meet the client. Feel free to have a seat on the couch. I'll grab you something to drink.
Thank you, but please, don't mind me. By the way, the second row from the top on your TV wall, third unit from the left, it has a connection issue. You might want to check it out when you have time.
How did you spot that?
Let me see. You're right. How did you pick up on that? I thought there was some lag lately.
I rely on my hearing. I lost most of my vision in an accident. I can just about make out the outlines of my surroundings. To move around like an average citizen, I've trained my other senses to be extremely sharp. I heard a faint buzzing sound. By moving around the room and noticing the change in sound, I was able to pinpoint the location of the faulty TV.
Sorry to bring it up.
Sorry. I hope my question didn't seem rude.
No need to apologize. Vision isn't the only way to perceive the world. As proxies, you two should know that better than most. Anything that can be seen with your eyes can never be considered a secret.
That is surprisingly deep. I'm still trying to figure out what the colors mean on her goggles. I know pink is like happiness, but I'm trying to decipher what yellow and blue mean. A subtle silence fills the room. It's clear you each have secrets you don't want to share with others, and there's an unspoken understanding between you. As the silence is on the brink of becoming awkward, a knock sounds at the door from outside the shop. Oh, thank goodness.
It's me again. You two found the target already? Wow, Phaethon, you guys are incredible. If you're always this fast, you could take on anything.
The client can come with you?
I didn't expect things to move so quickly either, but it's nothing, really. By the way, didn't the client come with you? Charon here would like to meet them.
Where to start? It's great that you were able to find the woman in the photo, but there's a new problem.
Oh no, what happened?
I can't get in touch with the client anymore. There's been no reply from his Knock Knock account since yesterday. I brushed it off at first, but there's still no reply today. Just when I thought he might have skipped town, his account suddenly sent me a location, the edge of a hollow. Who sends something like that in normal circumstances?
Edge of a hollow. Sounds like something happened to the client.
From what you're saying, it sounds like the client ran into some kind of trouble tied to the hollow. But we can't jump to conclusions just yet.
Either way, I'll keep trying to reach the client. I hope he's alright. Let's stay in touch for now. We won't be wrapping up this commission for a while.
Sorry, but I overheard your conversation. Could you share that location with me? If I investigate the hollow, I might pick up some clues.
You're Miss Charon? No offense, but the hollow isn't somewhere just anyone can waltz into. Without a carrot or combat personnel, it's a death trap. You should wait.
I'm a soldier. I served with the Eridu Defense Force under the Chrysoberyl Division. Even after retiring, I've made countless trips into the hollow. You can trust in my combat skills. The heart rates of you and the two proxies here seem to have just spiked. Don't worry. My military days are far behind me. I have no current ties with them.
They spiked because they got word that they might just met someone that could rat them out.
As for getting into the Hollow, Proxies, can I request your assistance? I don't know anyone else who could guide me. I'll pay the commission fee as best I can. If you don't want to be involved, that's fine. I'll think of something.
We can't let you deal with this alone.
We're just as eager to find the client. After all, no client, no payment. Besides, if we said no, you'd still head into the Hollow alone, wouldn't you?
How did you know?
So I was right. You remind me of how Belle and I used to be. So fixated on finding someone that nothing else mattered, not even your own safety. Well, since Miss Charon wants to investigate, I'm willing to act as the proxy for no additional fee. Just leave it to us, Shepard.
I see. That works for me. With the client still unreachable, my hands are tied. Please, look into the Hollow, and be careful.
Make no promises.
I'm really sorry for troubling you both. Finding this client is very important to me, so I may have acted a bit out of line just now.
So yeah, determined you are to find this person, you couldn't just stand by and do nothing.
Don't worry about it. Seeing how determined you are to find this person, we can't just sit back and do nothing. Let's work together to find them.
Alright, blind pursuit. Let's get to that Hollow. And
Ready and waiting.
from what I understand correctly, the best team for Trigger
standing by.
will be
Awaiting further instructions.
Want to see the
will
rest?
be Soldier Zero, Ambi, and
Looking for
Pulcro.
intel or hiring me for a job?
Can't use a bang boo, but I doubt we'll need one. But yeah, this seems to be the optimal team for Trigger, as well as Ambi. Soldier Zero Ambi. Good lord, can we just call her Silver Soldier?
Miss Charon, I need some time to calculate the Hollow route.
Leave this to me, Proxy. Actually, I've been to this Hollow before for reasons. I still remember the way forward clear as day.
Gotcha.
Why don't we wait just a little longer? Calculating a path doesn't take that long.
It'd be more efficient to retrace a path I've already walked. Please come with me, Proxy. The path ahead. It should be right around here. I wasn't here too long ago. One moment, Proxy. I might have misremembered. I just need to think.
Keep the claws sharp.
Really jumping this core.
I'm sure you're well aware that hollows undergo periodic spatial distortions and reconstruction.
More chaos.
That's why each time we enter, we need the most up-to-date carrot.
The melody of combat.
Let's play a little.
You're not lost because you can't remember.
Sorry for being so presumptuous, Proxy. I got ahead of myself and made things difficult for you.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, those three together is pretty much just jumping the enemy like that. We need more characters with aftershock damage like that. It's
By
fun.
the way, Miss Charon, how are you so fluid when you move and fight? Is it because of your exceptional hearing and tactile senses?
You're up. That's one part of it. In fact, my eyes gained some unique abilities as they changed.
Wait, something's up ahead.
Oh, hello. A man and woman lie collapsed on the ground, with the unmistakable smell of blood emanating from them. Following the source of the scent, you see bullet holes on their bodies. What the hell? Check their condition. No signs of breathing. Their heartbeats and pulses are completely gone. These two are dead. Cause of death appears to be several severe blood loss from long-range gunshot wounds. Time of death, probably within the last 1 to 2 hours, just before we entered the Hollow. Which means this isn't just a case of losing contact with our client. Somebody's been killing people in this Hollow. Though I don't sense the killer nearby right now, there's still a chance they're active somewhere in the Hollow. Proxy, don't stray from my side. I'll keep you safe. Those two. I really want to take their bodies out of the Hollow, but without knowing the killer's whereabouts, moving them would be too risky. Proxy, mark these coordinates. Once we confirm their area is safe, we'll come back to retrieve their bodies. I'm sorry. The ground must be cold. May you rest in peace.
What could have happened? Who did this?
Whoever it was
Given
seems to
the
be a
depth of
sharpshooter.
the wound and the
The surrounding ether levels have increased significantly.
I need these dialogues
What's going on?
to move faster in these hollows. Like, seriously. There's too much space between them.
Hold on. Let me find what's causing the ether level increase. Up ahead, there are multiple devices leaking ether non-stop.
Seriously?
Here,
Oh, hello.
right over. Loyalty. High-pressure ether storage tanks, filled with highly concentrated ether. As soon as the valve is opened,
I mean,
the
woo,
ether
damn.
will flow out at a fixed rate.
Gotta keep the claws shut.
Such high ether concentrations will make the nearby ethereals more active, and cause more to show up.
Well, that's a problem.
Adjusting for wind.
Have enough.
Charon, it'll be dangerous if we keep moving forward.
Understood. These storage tanks are high-risk items manufactured by military-industrial companies. They're rare, even on the black market.
Let's see. Oh. Shooting instructions. Press right trigger for a single shot. When a blue flash appears on the muzzle, you can perform another single shot. Otherwise, rapid fire will be triggered. Each single shot consumes 1 bullet. Hold right trigger for rapid fire. Rapid fire has a higher rate, but deals lower damage. Each rapid fire shot consumes 1 bullet. Press left trigger to target distant ether containers. Each aim shot will consume 5 bullets. Hit all ether containers to remove the spray. I guess I got that one. There.
All high-pressure ether tanks have been disabled. We can keep moving.
More bodies.
Proxy, there are 4 people over here. They're all still alive. I'm not detecting any ether fluctuations from any other life forms nearby.
They're still survivors. Charon, can you check their condition?
Confirmed. 1 is seriously injured. A bullet pierced their lung. The other 3? No internal injuries, just a few minor wounds. They're all unconscious. The one with severe wounds. His etheric fluctuations are nearly completely gone. He's beyond saving.
Shit.
Who are you? Help me. It hurts. So cold. I don't want to die.
Is there really no way to save him?
Is there nothing else we can do? If we contact a hospital and get him out of the hollow right away...
His internal organs are ruptured. He'll bleed out long before we can get him out. No rescue team can beat the clock when life fades this fast.
Am I dying? I just want to go home.
Karen doesn't respond. She sits beside the dying man, pulls out her harmonica, and begins to play a soft, familiar melody. The tune echoes throughout the hollow, heavy with the scent of blood. It's the song recorded on declined sheet music. As the harmonica's gentle notes fill the air, the dying man stops groaning, simply listening until his eyes close forever. Shit. You okay?
Are you alright? Did you get hurt fighting earlier?
I'm fine, don't worry about me. As I mentioned before, these eyes of mine have their uses, but they bring just as much inconvenience. The rejection reaction you saw just now was one of them. Staring into death. It's not something I handle well.
My head. Where am I? Who are you people?
You got a live one.
I remember now. There was a madman, a lunatic who tied me up and dragged me into the hollow. You're not.
I'm not the lunatic you're talking about. Can you stand? There are 2 more unconscious survivors here. If you can, help us carry one of them. Let's get out of here together.
Leave? We can leave this place? What about that lunatic who shot at me from the shadows?
The culprit's already gone.
Looks like the person behind this has already left. Charon, let's get the survivors out of here. Follow me.
The question is, who is this lunatic? Why are they trapping people in the hollows to kill them? Exhausted and unable to carry any more bodies, you record the coordinates of a few of the corpses. Once this is all over, you make sure to report them anonymously to the public security. With Charon, you keep your guard up alongside the 3 survivors, eventually arriving at the abandoned metro entrance in front of the Ballet Twins Road. Proxy, let's take a short break here. The area around the Ballet Twins has been abandoned due to the hollow, the disaster, and no one's likely to be around. It's both secluded and safe, making it a perfect place for a conversation. Those 3 survivors. Yes, I know. They just escaped from a killer, so we need to check on their injuries and mental well-being. Could one of them be the client? Unfortunately, I don't think so. After they woke up and saw me, they didn't have any particular reaction. If they were the ones who assigned the commission to find me, they should have recognized me to some extent. Proxy, I'll keep watch around here and be on the lookout for the perpetrator trying to track us or attempting to ambush us. Could you please have a brief conversation with the 3 survivors? I think they might have information on the perpetrator. And to be honest, I think they might... No, it's probably just my imagination. I'll get the information done. Thank you, Proxy. Okay then. Thank goodness. I can't believe it. I'm still alive and out of the hollow. Me? Oh, me? I'm Jesse. I'm so grateful you were there to save me. When that maniac was chasing me and sniping at me, I really thought I was done for. I have some questions I want to ask. Questions? Go ahead and ask. Although I really don't want to remember what just happened, you did save my life. How were you kidnapped and brought to the hollow? I was tricked. I received an anonymous message telling me there was a big job I could do, asking me to meet in an alley on 6th Street. When I had just arrived at the agreed spot and was waiting when someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. When I woke up, I was already in that hollow, and my hands and feet were tied. How are your injuries? I feel a bit dehydrated. I probably have at least 10 or so aberrations, but surprisingly no major wounds. Seriously, what's up with that maniac? What did I ever do to them? That made them go through so much trouble to set up a trap, kidnap me, and then throw me into the hollow and to slowly execute me. Take some time to calm down. Is that all you wanted to ask? Well, anyway, thank you all. If you had come any later, I think all 3 of us would have been killed by that maniac. It's probably best not to press them too much. Who knows how much trauma they have from being in there. Take a deep breath. If your emotions get too intense, the wound might reopen. I still feel like I'm going to throw up. The fear that someone's still trying to shoot me. It just won't go away. Are you two okay? I'm okay. Did you save us? I'm just about holding up. I'm more or less recovered from the shock. I remember you. You were looking for someone around Point Elpis, weren't you? I think I've seen you before. How embarrassing. Never thought we'd meet again like this. What are your names? My name is Zoe. Aaron. Just call me Aaron. Doing nonsense again. I just managed to hold it in. Do you want to ask us something? No problem. We'll answer what we can. How did you get kidnapped? For me, I was I was sightseeing at Port Elpis earlier. After that, I was on my way back home, driving along a deserted road when I seemed to hit something, so I got out the car to check. Just a few seconds after I got out of the car, someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. I still have a bump on the back of my head. You can just feel it. Let me take a look. There really is a bump on the back of your head. As for me, I was sitting at home with my friend when someone pried open the lock and tampered with our food or water or something. I don't know what they did exactly, but shortly after we ate, we both passed out. We were the only 3 rescued from the hollow. Do you see another woman? Just 3 of you. Said. What happened to you in the hollow? We have to talk about it. If possible, I'd rather not relive it. I'll go first. After I woke up, I found myself tied up, lying alone in a corner of the hollow, with Ethereals wandering nearby. If I didn't make an escape then and there, I'd be doomed. So I found something sharp and cut through the rope. After freeing myself, I was about to run when a bullet grazed the top of my head from above. That's when I realized someone had been watching me all along. Same. And that happened to me. When I woke up, my limbs were tied, and the Ethereals were already closing in. Fortunately, the ropes weren't tied too tightly. I used a broken iron railing nearby and eventually managed to get through them. But I barely ran a few steps when a bullet hit my left arm. I can only grit my teeth and run for my life. As he keeps talking, so to up again. That maniac shooting from the shadows. He seems to take pleasure in watching our frantic attempts to escape. They could have just killed us right there, but they deliberately aimed each shot slightly off target, giving us just enough strength to keep struggling. Under the dread of the Ethereals chasing me and the sniper's fire, I don't even know how long I ran. Eventually, I managed to reach an area where the Ethereals were less active, but that maniac stopped me with a tranquilizer and I passed out again. Same here. Now that I think about it, we must have both passed out in the same area. I don't have any more questions. Alright. Anyway, thank you and your companion. If it weren't for your arrival, I don't think the perpetrator would have let us leave so easily. Why are we being targeted? I can't take this anymore. Ugh. Oh, you're already here. After a brief check on the 3 survivors, you share what you've learned with Charon. She then calls the 3 over.
Thank you all for assisting me, even though I'm a stranger. You've given me valuable information.
It's the least we can do after you saved our lives. If there's anything else you want to ask, go right ahead.
I do have some questions left to ask. Before that, could the 3 of you introduce yourselves? I'd like to see if there's a pattern to how the killer chose their targets.
I'll go first. My name's Zoe. I used to be a soldier in the Defense Force, but now I'm just working a regular desk job at a private company. Don't let that fool you, though. I've earned my stripes.
I'm Jesse, currently working as an Internet information broker. I'm still pretty new at it, though, so I can't think of any reason someone would target me.
My turn? I'm Erin. I was also in the Defense Force, but now I'm unemployed. Actually, I have a question for you all. Did you see my friend when you were in the Hollow? She's about my height, with shoulder-length blonde hair and a mole under her eye. We were kidnapped together, but I can't find her anywhere now.
I don't recall seeing anyone like that.
If I'm not mistaken, we didn't come across anyone like that in the Hollow, among both the survivors or the bodies.
It's all right. I'll keep looking. I hope she's okay. We were always inseparable. We even planned to visit Scott Outpost together for Remembrance Day. I never thought something like this would happen.
Remembrance Day?
Remembrance Day? What's that?
As the name suggests, it's a day organized by the Defense Force for the families of deceased soldiers and veterans. People gather to mourn their loved ones who died in the fall of the old capital and find comfort in each other's company.
I didn't know the Defense Force did that. Huh. Maybe I should go check it out.
If I can't find her anywhere else, I'll head to Remember and stay alone. Maybe she'll show up there. Was your missing friend also a member of the Defense Force? Yes, she and I were in the same squad. Obsidian Division's Cartis squad.
There might be a connection here. What if the targets are all related to the Defense Force in some way? Wait, no, maybe not, because why else would they kidnap Jesse then? He's just an information broker. He has no ties to the Defense Force. Yeah, Jesse wasn't in the Defense Force,
Sounds like
though.
a series of murders targeting the Defense Force. But then, Jesse wasn't with the Defense Force.
So why was he targeted?
No, you're probably not far off. Jesse claims to have been up front, but he neglected to mention he was once part of the Defense Force. Right, Jesse?
Well, that's...
Oh, so you were.
I just don't like bringing up my past in the Defense Force. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. They're just memories from my time there that I'd rather forget.
So the killer's going after members who were once part of the Defense Force, but not anymore. Why is that?
I was part of Obsidian Division's Noct Squad. That's the absolute truth.
I was also in the Obsidian Division, Impura Squad. I don't know who those who died in the Hollow were, but it seems the killer really is targeting members of the Defense Force.
Hang on. He said she was... Yeah, Obsidian Division. They're all former members of the Obsidian Division. That's the one clear
Wait a
pattern.
second. If I remember correctly, during the fall of the old capital, didn't our 3 squads work together on a mission outside Hollow Zero?
It keeps going back to Hollow Zero with this Defense Force. How?
We did? I don't really remember.
I have a vague memory of it, but there were so many people on the mission, I don't remember your faces.
Thank you all for the information. I'm starting to see a pattern in the killer's choice of targets. But there's something else I need to ask. I came to this hollow because someone I'm searching for sent me its location. That person was likely being held by the killer as well. Did you happen to see anyone else?
The 3 survivors exchanged confused glances before shaking their heads at Charon.
You're not giving us much to go on. At least tell us what kind of person you're looking for. Male or female, what they look like. Can't offer much help without that.
We don't even know ourselves. We never met the client.
Sorry, I don't have much else to share. Even so, if any of you remember anything else that may be useful, please let me know. This is very important to me.
Okay, no, the dot just hit me. What if the killer is the client, and they're trying to lead us into a trap or something? Or what if this was just some kind of test or whatever? What if their client's after Trigger?
You don't even know who they are, yet you're so determined to find them. Is it really going to be an issue if you can't find this person? Maybe. I've been searching for someone for a long time. They might be the key to achieving my goal.
I see. Whatever happens, I hope you find them. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. But please, prioritize your own safety. If the killer is targeting former Defense Force members, there's a good chance they'll come after you again. Stay vigilant.
Right.
Of course. Once I've checked out Remembrance Day, I'm locking myself in my room and throwing away the key.
He returns to random play with Charon. Even after questioning those 3 survivors, it seems the clues we've gathered are still not enough. Our goal is to find the missing client. Right now, we only know that he was likely kidnapped by the perpetrator, but we have no idea who the perpetrator is or where they went. Any ideas or leads? I think the other Proxy is right. The information the 3 survivors provided is limited. Without carrying information, it's hard to deduce where we should go next to find the client. Our clues have run dry. But we still got something out of it. At least we know some characteristics of the perpetrator. A sadistic sniper with a grudge against the Defense Force. They're meticulous in planning, avoid open confrontations, and are obsessed with committing crimes in the Hollow. Another thing is that they're not going after just any Defense Force members. They're going after specifically former members of the Obsidian Division. With these characteristics and the hollow coordinates, we might be able to deduce the general area where the perpetrator operates, as well as a potential base where they might have placed kidnapped victims. But that would take quite a lot of time. Yes, and while we're narrowing down the search, the perpetrator might continue committing more crimes. Karen seems somewhat agitated. The lack of clues plunges you all into silence. Just as you're about to accept reality and start organizing the current clues to narrow down the search, the door to the video store suddenly opens. Hey, Shepard. Someone's here. Why, I think it's Shepard. He's at the counter. The intelligence broker might have something important to tell us. Proxy, let's talk to him first. You look out of breath, man. Bring Shepard to a room where you can talk.
Phaethon, you've already been to the Hollow and made it back safely?
Yep. Take a moment to catch a breath.
Did you run all the way here? Do you need a moment? We've already been to the Hollow, but unfortunately, we haven't found the client yet.
I'm fine. Did you find any clues there?
Very few.
There are traces left behind. Signs of a kidnapping. It's very likely the client was involved.
Why did you rush over?
That's right. It seems the client was kidnapped, taken into the Hollow, and later moved again. We're still looking for more clues. So, what made you rush over to the store?
Well, just take a look for yourself.
Shepard shows you his phone. About 10 minutes ago, the missing client sent him another location on Knock Knock. There are no other messages. Yeah, the client has to be the sniper. They're the only ones that's... If they're being moved, I doubt they would have access to their phone. Meaning the client must be the sniper, and they're trying to lead us on a chase or something.
I checked a map of New Eridu. This spot, it's another Hollow entrance.
Clue delivered right to us. This feels off.
We were just stressing over a lack of leads, and now one conveniently falls into our laps? Something about this feels off.
You're sure it's just a disappearance for now, and nothing more serious has happened, right? If that's the case, the situation is still manageable. No matter how shaky the clue is, let's keep investigating. Just be careful. Any casualties, and this will become something beyond our control. At that point, stop the commission and contact me. I'll bring in some professional Hollow experts to deal with the situation.
Noted. Shepard hurries out again. He turns to Charon, who seems unsettled. Has he held back the full truth from Shepard to avoid having the search handed off to someone else?
Thank you for not revealing what really happened to that information broker.
It's nothing, but why?
Don't mention it, but why keep secrets? From a practical standpoint, wouldn't calling for backup have been the safer move?
The killer is a sniper who has no qualms about taking lives. Judging by the victim's injuries, it's clear they know how to deal a fatal blow and how to inflict pain without causing death. Most Hollow Raiders lack experience dealing with snipers. If they encounter the killer, it's likely to end in a difficult fight, or worse, casualties. And besides, asking for help from others would only delay the search. The client is at risk right now, so I think we should follow the clues and enter the Hollow as soon as possible to ensure their safety.
And what if it's a trap?
I may have kept it from Shepard, but I have to admit, it's too dangerous. That location message seems cagey. It could be a trap to lure us in.
I understand, I really do. But what if we're late and something happens to the client?
Why is the client so important to you, Charon? Would you be willing to tell us? Are you so set on finding them because they're connected to the person you've been looking for?
The client's true identity might be the very person I've been looking for. And if not, they most certainly have some vital information. Since leaving the military, I've spent years searching for my missing teammates. They were more than just comrades who trusted me with their lives. To me, someone raised as an orphan, they were family. I've scoured countless hollows and every corner of New Eridu to find them, but I've never found a single lead. Until I met you and heard that melody on the harmonica. It's called Homecoming. My squad leader composed it. Only our squad knew it. And yet that client of yours not only knows the song, but also gave you the sheet music.
Meaning the client is definitely someone connected to her old squad.
Please, Proxy. This client is the only lead I have left. I'm certain my teammates are still alive. If this trail goes cold, I don't know when I'll get another chance to reunite with them.
If they're still alive, could there really be no trace of them after all these years? Bell's gaze towards you seems to convey such a question. But then thinking about how you're also searching for your teacher, it doesn't seem all that hard to understand. Yep. I'll help.
I understand how anxious you must be right now. We can help you, but we really need to be careful this time.
Thank you, Proxy. I feel much better knowing I have your support. You can trust me. I'll protect you if the killer is really waiting for us in the Hollow. We'll make it out in one piece.
Invitation to kill. Now I think about it, is this one chapter of this? One lengthy chapter, or is it 3 chapters like everything else? This is going on for quite a while. For just the first part. Invitation to kill.
Awaiting further instruction.
Number 0, Anby.
Ready and
I'm
Head me ready for
My loyalty lies with the winner.
Okay, let's get into the Hollow. Because I don't think we've gone to a Hollow twice in one agent story chapter before. It's just only once. I could be wrong though. It's been a while since I did the other agent stories.
Looks like there's something here. Is this a communicator?
Proxy, look at this. A communicator left right at the Hollow's entrance.
Why would there be a communicator here?
Why is there a communicator here? It doesn't look like it was left behind randomly.
There's hardly any dust on its surface, which means it was only placed here recently. It looks like someone wants us to use it.
Ah, such decisiveness. Following random location info without even thinking twice. I'm glad, Sniper of Liar Squad.
Liar Squad.
Liar Squad? What's that? More importantly, who are you?
Sniper. Or should I say Charon now? Haven't you shared your past with our dear Proxy? If introductions aren't your strong suit, I'd be happy to show you how. You can call me Grim Vulture, the one behind this string of murders. You see, I've been working my way down a list, crossing off names. And now, Charon of Liar Squad, your name's next.
Could you explain why at least?
Looks like you've done your homework on me. Just because my presence interfered with your plan, you've decided to take me out for good?
I thought you were just going to be another obstacle in my way. And now, with you in my sights, this must be some kind of destiny.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm looking for someone. Given that you're waiting at the Hollow entrance they shared, I'm guessing you have them. If you hand them over, perhaps we can make a deal.
Charon suddenly darts to the side, reaches her gun and fires, using her body to seal the Eos. In the next instant, a bullet flies past her and hits the ground. The sight flew off into the distance, and there's only one thing that's for certain. It didn't hit Grim Vulture. Oh craps, he knows where we are.
So your version of making a deal is stalling for time to locate me and lining up your shot? Can't say I'm surprised. After all, that's exactly what I plan to do too.
Oh great, it's going to be a sniper's fight.
You seem to have rather unique eyes, but you'll never get the chance to hit me. After all, no one's better at counter-sniping than me.
Seems talking won't resolve this, but I'm not averse to using force.
Now that's the spirit! If you're looking for someone, why not search the Hollow for clues? Providing you can survive both my attacks and those of the ethereals, of course.
Oh, goody.
Oh, and I've prepared a little gift for all your trouble. I hope you still have that determined look on your face after seeing it.
Yeah.
Christ, he definitely sounds like a maniac. Oh! There she
Watch out
is.
for Grim Vulture taking shots from afar.
Got it.
Is there nothing we can do?
You just hear a line of sight.
I found a box. Something feels off about it.
Rather creepy box. It's even off an unsettling stench. You have a bad feeling about opening it. Would be asking for trouble. Glance at Charon beside you, who is falling silent. Clearly she is having the same feeling right now. She's hesitating about whether to open this box. Hold it. And she does open it. The bloodstained, tattered military cap, carelessly crumpled and subbed in the corner of the box. Though the owner's identity remains unknown, the message it conveys can only mean one thing. Death. Karen reaches out and picks up the military cap from the box. Her hands tracing it safe. Fingers tracing it safe. Her lips tremble. I'm okay, Proxy. My sense of touch wasn't deceiving me. It appears to be the outfit of my former teammate or replica of it. So this is the surprise Grim Vulture mentioned. I see now. Let's keep moving, Proxy. Charon goes silent, yet as he chambers another round, you can sense her hands trembling slightly, while her grip grows even stronger.
You still remember what's inside the box, right? Your loyalty.
Sit.
The one Styx always wore.
Styx.
Curious as to how he died? I'll tell you. He took his own life. There wasn't much different from off-site heroes.
Target locked.
Okay, I'm getting sick of this lady.
Almost completely taken over his body. He was incorrupted, covered in ether crystals. His core was almost fully
Do you ever sit up, lady?
We raised the diamond was oh so proud with just one last shell inside. And just like that, obliterated both his core and his heart. Any thoughts on the way he kicked the bucket?
Another high-pressure ether tank. And a lot of ethereals have already been drawn to it.
Ah, great.
We did it, Proxy. Let's keep moving.
Or the box. The second box emanates an ominous aura. That unsettling stench seems to warn you that its contents, just like the previous box, will give you an absolutely wretched experience. Charon's breathing grows heavy. She stands still for several seconds, seemingly trying to control her emotional turmoil. Finally, she opens the box. A pair of blood-stained, tattered military gloves lie twisted in the center of the box. It's good that whoever placed them there hadn't just tossed them in carelessly. They had been deliberately arranged with malicious intent. Karen picks up the gloves. Once again, feeling their contours and icy touch, her lips turn pale. Just as I thought. These are from one of my squad mates too. Charon. Let's keep moving, Proxy. Following this route should lead us to Grim Vulture's hideout. I'm fine. You are very much not. Karen picks up her weapon again, but there's an unmistakable trim of unease in her voice.
Acheron's favorite glove. It wasn't easy getting my hands on them.
We're waiting.
As expected of such a famous, beautiful commander, even her gloves are stylish.
It's our prey!
In the end, I can't do anything. Don't you think that's a shame, little sniper?
Time to pin them down. Get out of the way!
It's beautiful hands. They can only Imperial's gnawed off her arm. Part of her leg as well.
Activate. Support is here.
She stood tall, even in death.
Perfect conduit.
She died from multiple conditions. Even the most beautiful flowers will wither without protection.
You ever shut up, you crazy maniacal sniper bitch? I'm getting sick of hearing her talk.
Do you think I'm telling the truth or a lie this time?
How long do you intend to keep up this game of cat and mouse? The target's weary.
There.
I'll be coming to your hideout soon. Wipe that smile off your face and wait. Wait and see what I'm going to do.
Seriously,
because you're just, oh my god.
Good reaction. Hurry up, Sally. I've got one final surprise location close. I'm sure you figured out the route to get to me. The surprise is at the end of the road.
Ether vision activated.
Last box, I think. There's still a third box. Grab Charon's hand, trying to stop her from opening it, but she lifts the box lid almost mechanically. The third box contains a blood-stained corner of clothing, and is a really damaged piece of engineering equipment, also stained with blood. Charon picks them up, her trembling fingers feeling their shapes. She doesn't speak, neither about the plans of pursuing Grim Vulture, nor about which of her companions these items belong to. Until the communicator in our hands rings again with Grim Vulture's annoying voice. No, not annoying. Insufferable would be more accurate.
Congratulations! You found the third box. Inside is... Who was it again? Oh, right. A piece of bloodied fabric from Cocytus's clothes and some damaged engineering gear stained with Leafy's blood. There weren't enough boxes, so I had to cram them together. They're just a medic and an engineer, not exactly combat material, right? Surely you're not mad, are you?
If she isn't, then I am. Charon's face turns deathly pale. She silently picks up the bloodied items from the box, her spirit visibly shaken by the weight of these ominous relics. Enough already.
That's enough. Using her squad mates who are like family to mentally torture her. How much longer are you planning on doing this?
Oh dear. Did I go too far? My sincerest apologies. It's just, watching you plunge headfirst into my trap was so entertaining. I may have gotten a bit carried away, you know?
A bit?
Relax. The person you're looking for isn't here. And those are just fakes. I didn't actually take them from her comrades.
I have a hard time believing you, and if that is true, even more reason to wring your throat.
Her comrades are long since corpses in the hollow, after all. How could I possibly have gotten hold of their clothes?
A surge of rage threatens to drown all thought. Just as you're about to retort, a crisp gunshot rings out. Acheron's sight is clean and decisive, carrying an unmistakable intent to kill. but from the response on the other end of the communicator, it seems he missed her target.
Ooh, a decisive strike to be sure. But as I've already said, your awareness, sight, and experience mean nothing in front of a more skilled sniper.
I didn't expect to kill you so easily. There was a subtle change in your ether fluctuations the moment I fired. That was all I needed. You knowing my past makes me feel sick. But after seeing that you're just a coward who feels fear from another's killing intent, it doesn't bother me as much anymore.
Coward, you say? How fascinating. You were little more than a hollow shell before, but now that you've bared your teeth, you've started looking somewhat respectable. I know your composure is nothing more than a facade. You've never truly faced the weight of your comrades' deaths, have you? I bet your mind is now filled with their dying screams.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We both believe her squad is still alive. You can stop with the lies. Why are you so fixated on Charon? Just because she used to serve in the defense force? She has nothing to do with your target.
Nothing to do with it. Then why don't you go ask her about it? What surprises me more is you actually believe her teammates are still alive. Don't tell me she dragged you into all this danger without telling you anything.
Shut up.
If she won't tell you, I will. Those so-called alive squad mates of hers went missing during the fall of the old capital. I'm sure you know exactly what that means. When the old capital fell, countless Defense Force soldiers were either killed by ethereals or became them. The surviving soldiers, struggling to defend themselves, never had the opportunity to carry their comrades' bodies out of Hollow Zero. Obviously, her squad mates, the members of Liar Squad, were among the dead. But since their bodies were never found, she insists they're still alive. Even going as far as to deceive her own proxy. It's laughable.
The only thing laughable here is how much I'm going to enjoy tearing out your tongue when we find you.
I didn't lie to the proxy. They're alive. I have proof. Someone like you could never understand.
I could never understand? Huh. You think it's hard to understand your childish thought process? If you really have solid proof, why not tell me? Come on, let's hear it!
My eyes. I lost nearly 90% of my vision during the fall of the old capital. But in return, I gained the ability to see what others can't. Every second of every day for years, I've seen my squad mates. Not as fleeting shadows, but vivid and lifelike. They've never disappeared. They're alive, waiting for me to find them. Why else would I have been given these eyes?
That's your proof? Did you hear that? Proxy hiding in the bang boom. She spent years chasing after people who couldn't possibly exist, all because of some ghostly visions. You'd rather believe those visions of your teammates are real-time projections than accept that they're dead. What if I told you the way I described their deaths before was the absolute truth? Will you finally face reality? Or will you keep fooling yourself, believing in ghosts? I guess you'll keep deceiving yourself, because that's how you survive.
I'm not lying to myself. I really
want to find your squad mates who have been missing for years and were officially declared dead? You couldn't protect them when the old capital fell, and now you're just making up stories to fool yourself. Give yourself some so-called reason to go on, to latch on to any stupid excuse. You're just a selfish, naive coward who did nothing and couldn't do anything when your comrades were dying.
What the fuck is your problem? Why are you so fixated on this? What connection or ties do you have to this situation whatsoever, Vulture? Charon stands there speechless. Grim Vulture's relentless verbal assault has clearly struck home. The little color that had briefly returned to her face drains away. leaving her visibly shaken, unable to muster a single word in rebuttal.
Giving up already? At least you've got a shred of dignity left. Nothing disgusts me more than a useless hypocrite. Enough of this. Time to die, coward.
Charon is not a coward. Someone who enters the Hollows despite the condition of their eyes is anything but a coward. At the very least, she's far braver than a criminal like you, who hides in the shadows, enjoys torturing others, and is constantly in fear of being caught.
Proxy,
Your proxy sure has a way with words. I won't waste any more of my breath. Just die already.
I've completed analysis of the surrounding fissures. Charon, snap out of it. We can use that fissure to escape.
Fissures? When did you... Still trying to play tricks.
Maybe monologue less, stupid. With no hope of counterattack, he practically dragged Charon, turning to run towards the fissure that escaped Grim Vulture's notice. Just as the bully is about to strike, he managed to escape through the fissure. Maybe monologue less, you crazy bitch. Fuck. You escape from the hollow and return to the video store, bringing along Charon, who's lost all will to fight. She seems more traumatized than you imagined, repeatedly touching her eyes, silent and distant.
Charon? Do you want some hot cocoa? I'm sure you're exhausted after such a tough fight. You should get some rest.
Thanks, but I'm fine.
Don't let Grim Vulture get you.
Don't listen to Grim Vulture. They'd say anything to get under your skin. Once we start doubting the truth, we've fallen into their trap.
No, Proxy. I think Grim Vulture has a point. Maybe it's all just in my head. The things Grim Vulture left. When I touched them, I was reminded of the day the old capital fell. I felt the same sensation when I touched an injured comrade. I tried to shake off that feeling, but the truth is, I can't stop thinking about the possibility that all my squad mates are dead.
The day the old capital fell, what happened back then?
Would you be willing to share more? What really happened on the day the old capital fell with you and the Liar Squad?
So much of the events in this game keeps leading back to the fall of the old capital and the events of Hollow Zero. Their Weissenbell's teacher, the Ravenlog family, the whole soldier experiments with Ambi.
That day, in the first hour Hollow Zero started expanding, Defense Force HQ thought it was just a normal Hollow disaster, and thought they could suppress it with the standard amount of troops. Liar Squad was among the first troops sent there. Before we left, our superiors promised reinforcements would be on the way to support us in combat, so we didn't need to worry too much about facing the Ethereals. But soon after we began the mission, we realized things weren't going to go like we thought. The Ethereals came at us like an endless tide. The Hollow expanded beyond control, and more importantly, the reinforcements never came. The Defense Force troops outside the Hollow soon realized this was no ordinary disaster. Hollow Zero was devouring Eridu at horrifying speed. The reinforcement plan was called off, and the promised troops retreated.
So they were just practically sent on a impromptu suicide mission.
Honestly, even if they had come to help, it wouldn't have changed anything. I watched as members of the advanced force around me died one after another, or were corrupted into ethereals. Our squad slowly lost the strength to maintain formation. I was a weak point in our formation. An ether shot fired by an ethereal hit my eyes, corrupting them. Because of that and several other wounds, I shortly lost consciousness. I'm not sure how long I was out, but just before losing my vision, I briefly regained consciousness. The last thing my eyes saw was my squad mate standing in front of me, looking back. When I woke up again, I was already back at base. The higher-ups detonated the Shiryu pillars, and finally managed to bring Hollow Zero under control. I don't know who rescued me from the Hollow, but none of my squad mates had made it out.
From the silhouette in the back, I can guess it's probably that big ethereal from the center of Hollow Zero that you can fight. Someone must have saved her and made it back. But if none of her squad mates, then who?
For some reason, the image of my squad mates being the last thing I saw has stayed in my mind. It must be some kind of sign. A sign that they're still alive. Don't you think? They must have continued fighting after I fell unconscious. Eventually getting lost in some hollow and losing contact with the main force. Left to wander between the various hollows of New Eridu. That must have been what happened, right? The defense force, civilians, no one believes me. So I decided to find them myself. The reason behind these eyes. It's got to be to guide me to finding them still alive. Am I wrong, Proxy? Are these eyes pointless? I knew that's what you thought. Interpreting what my eyes see as proof my squad mates are still alive is just wishful thinking. But if they're really gone, why would I have been given these eyes, which bring nothing but pain? If they're truly no longer alive, how can I apologize to them in person? Tell them I'm sorry. Sorry for being so weak. Sorry that I failed to protect them. Their faces are all so blurry. I can't see their expressions. I can't even bear to look at them. If their final look at me was filled with resentment and disappointment, I wouldn't know how to handle it.
Charon, listen to me. Even if everyone else thinks you're wrong, Belle and I will always stand by your resolve to find your squad mates. You don't need to make any justifications. Because someone close to us is missing too. And we desperately hope she's still alive. Even if the whole world doesn't understand, we will never give up. But I also think, being consumed by this obsession, unable to move forward, that's not what those who matter to us would want.
That's right. Charon, you're a very kind person. Maybe that's why you feel responsible for protecting everyone, and regret when you can't do enough. But you don't have to carry it all on your own.
Stick with you to the end.
Yeah, you can trust us to have your back. We're certain that Grim Vulture hasn't killed the client yet. As long as we have a lead, there's still hope. And we'll be your support. Your will and determination shouldn't be dismissed. No matter how things turn out, we'll stand by your side, and we'll face it together.
Proxy, thank you. I feel better now. At the very least, I want to keep investigating. I'm not just going to stop here.
With the tension easing, it's time to discuss the plan going forward. Just then, the phone rings.
Sorry to disturb you at this hour. Did you go investigate that new hollow? How's it going?
Hey, Separate.
Oh, never mind. The client just shared a new location with me on Knock Knock.
They're pretty eager, huh? Which hollow is it this time?
No, it's not a hollow. If I'm reading this right, this location is Scott Outpost.
Scott Outpost?
Scott Outpost? Isn't that managed by the Defense Force and White Star Institute? What's Grim Vulture up to?
It's Remembrance Day. Don't you recall what Aaron said before? They're holding an event right now, and the place will be open to the public.
Full of targets for Grim Vulture. Oh shit, it's going to be a hunting ground for her.
So they're not trying to lure us into a hollow this time. What's the deal? Are they trying to taunt us?
Whether it's a provocation or a trap, I'm not missing any chance to face Grim Vulture. Proxy, will you go with me?
Hell yes. The official commencement of the Remembrance Day has been scheduled for tomorrow morning, meaning ordinary citizens still cannot freely enter Scott Outpost today. Under arrangements, Charon spent the night at the store the next morning. Why, so we'll be heading to the outpost with Charon soon. Did you rest well last night? Yeah, I slept well. That's great. After everything we've been through, I'm worried that you haven't been given enough rest. Anyway, Charon's already waiting for you in the parking lot. I wonder how she's feeling now. Weiss, please take good care of her when the time comes, okay? Leave it to me. Is this still just one chapter? Hold on. I need to pause this real quick because I need to see. It's still just one chapter. All the other chapters have been 3. So her entire agent story has just been one long ass chapter. Okay, I see y'all, Horio. I see it. I was not expecting it to be like, I didn't think much of it because it felt like it was dragging on a bit, but okay, I don't mind. I don't mind that having a break between this. Just keep it going. I like that. Good morning, Proxy. You did sleep well last night? Yes, I did. Sorry, Proxy, for losing my composure in front of you yesterday. I think I've gotten my mood back in order now. He seems to can't hide it from me, Proxy. I'm sorry. I think I'm still struggling to process this sadness and unease. I'm not sure where I should go from here. Take your time to unravel your confusion. Yeah, you're right. Instead of continuing to suffer, it's better to reach out and grasp all of the hope we can find around us. Maybe things will eventually change. Let's go, Proxy. Today we're attending Remembrance Day as ordinary citizens, so we can't carry any weapons. I suppose Grim Vulture wouldn't be foolish enough to make a move inside a military stronghold. Foolish? No. But I'm betting she's crazy enough to try. Let's keep an eye out while we're there. I believe we should be able to find new clues. You arrive at Scout Outpost with Charon. Many citizens have come to Remembrance Day. They must be relatives of those who gave their lives during the fall of the old capital. For some reason, after coming here, Charon has been acting a bit strange. Strange how? Proxy, can we explore this place later? What's wrong? No, it's nothing. Charon. Alright, I'll say it. It seems like there are some familiar faces here. Wouldn't it be nice to meet them? I don't think I can face them. If I'm not mistaken, they should be the family members of my teammates. I don't know how I should face them. Try reaching out. I know, but I'll be there. Then it's a deal. I'll go and talk to them. Proxy, you don't have to say anything. Just stay by my side and give me the courage to speak. Sure thing. Even the dog's here, and an ownerless bamboo. Phew, I miss Master. You do too, right? Don't worry, Master just went somewhere far away with the other soldiers. I'll take good care of you while Master's away, and take you on walks every day. Aww. Alan. Are you... Alan, Acheron's brother. How did you know? Who are you? Wait, your eye cover. So you're one of Acheron's sole surviving teammate. I remember you. We met once after the fall of the old capital. After that, I didn't hear anything about you again. I never expected to meet you here. This Plessy. It's Acheron's favorite Plessy. She's always kept it in the most prominent spot in her room. I brought it along here, as if bringing my sister Sato to participate in Remembrance Day. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen. You don't need to apologize. I still remember one time when my sister came home excitedly, telling me that a side new girl had joined the squad. The girl didn't speak much, but she was beautiful in battle. That was the happiest I had ever seen her. To her, you were a presence that inspired admiration and a desire not to fall behind. A beautiful soldier who gave her the drive to keep moving forward. You don't have to apologize to me. If my sister were here, she would surely say the same thing. Please, don't mind me too much. The Defense Force has made a lot of preparations for the Remembrance Day event. Please, take your time here. At the without you by our side. Roland, attention all Defense Force soldiers, listen up. Never forget why Scott Outpost was established. And never forget all the sacrifices we made when the old capital fell. Hollow Zero may be under control for now, but that doesn't mean it won't expand further in the future. On this special Remembrance Day, we must remain vigilant against another disaster. Is that understood? Understood! Wait a moment. That eye cover, that blonde hair. Could you be my husband, Styx's teammate? Styx. Are you Mrs. Sally, Styx's wife? Yes, my daughter and I came to attend Remembrance Day. Last time I saw you was right after the fall of the old capital. I never expected to see you here again today. Your daughter. Is this your daughter, Zeta? Mom, who is she? Zeta, this is your dad's comrade from the Defense Force. Every time he went to the battlefield, she would be there to protect him. To protect him. Comrade. If that's so, why didn't you protect my dad during the fall of the old capital? Why did you let him die and make him unable to come back to me? Zeta! I'm sorry. I couldn't protect him. I'm sorry. Don't listen to what Zeta is saying. She doesn't understand. We never blamed you. Please don't say that. Zeta, you can't say such hurtful things. Apologize right now. Why should I apologize? She survived, but Dad didn't. Isn't that the truth? If it weren't for her abandoning him, Dad would have come back safely. Enough. You don't know what happened back then. Mrs. Sally, I don't think she's wrong. Please don't think that way. I'll make sure to bring her to apologize to you later. I need to explain to her what really happened. I'm really sorry. Please don't let us keep you. Go and explore the Remembrance Day event for now. Please remember, all your comrades, including my husband, wouldn't want to see the hope they left behind. Would want you to see the hope they left behind. Really, the kid doesn't know what the whole story, so we can't really blame her for being mad. My son, can you see me now? I'm doing well. My legs and feet are fine. I just miss you so much. Excuse me, are you... Kakaitis' mother, Ethel. Oh, you are... Oh, I recognize you. I saw you in the military camp after the fall of the old city. You're Kakaitis' teammate, one of the survivors. I've been wanting to get in touch with you over the years to see how you've been, but I never heard from you. I didn't expect to meet you here at Remembrance Day. I guess this is fate. Miss Ethel, is your health still... I'm in good health, fortunately. Everything is fine, although I'm the only one left in the family. The pension from the government is enough, and I still have some years in me. I'm sorry. Kositas, Child, you don't need to apologize. My son may appear carefree on the surface, but he's always felt so much pressure. One day he suddenly told me that he had found a companion who truly understood him. I believe he was talking about you. How could I possibly blame you? Someone who helped my son. It's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. You are a kind-hearted person, are alive and standing here today. I'm so glad. Mrs. Ethel, Child, don't worry about me. Since you're here for Remembrance Day, take your time to walk around and look around. I hope you find something meaningful. To your surprise, many relatives of deceased Liar Squad members are here for the Remembrance Day event. Is this really just a coincidence? As you ponder this question, the relatives have gathered in front of Charon.
Miss, I'm sorry for being mean to you before. Mom told me you were protecting Dad until the very last moment before you passed out. I shouldn't have said you left him to die.
I'm really sorry. Zeta was really young when it happened, so she was too little to understand, and I haven't really talked about it. I hope she didn't upset you.
No, she was right. If only I'd been strong enough to take down most of the ethereals. Maybe they wouldn't have ended up in that situation.
Oh, that's not fair. The old capital was falling. No single person's strength could ever be the deciding factor in the face of a disaster like that.
In spite of it all, you survived. If they were still here, I'm sure they'd see that as something to celebrate.
I've always known the truth. I failed to protect them. A weakling like me survived, and the rest of them disappeared without a trace. This isn't solace. It's the worst possible outcome. That's something I can't face. I've never had the courage to tell you I couldn't protect your loved ones. All I can do is wander New Eridu, hoping to find some trace of them. Even after all this time, I still haven't accomplished anything. I'm sorry.
You really don't know us at all. This isn't the worst possible outcome by any means. Styx, my husband, and all his comrades who lost their lives, each one of them left behind their own legacy. Just look all around you. Everyone standing before you is a legacy they protected that is carried on to this day. After my husband passed away, Zeta and I received survivor benefits. And with all the odd jobs I've been doing, we've managed to get to where we are today. Styx always wanted our daughter to study art, and Zeta's interested in it too. Now, that dream has become a reality. She just got accepted into the art school in Janus Quarter.
Mom and I have our tough days, but I often think of Dad's cheerful laughter, and that memory gives me the strength to keep pushing through. One day, it'll all pay off, just like it has now.
Thank you for always being by my husband's side, even at the very end.
Well, I suppose you must have heard about my condition from my son.
Ethel, Kakaitis used to tell me about you. He often took leave or skipped work to earn extra money by part-timing, or to care for you when you were sick in bed.
Yes, that's true, but I bet he never told you my illness became so bad that I needed major surgery, and he worked his tail off to raise the money. Who would have thought he would pass before me? I used the benefits from his death for the surgery, and that's the only reason I'm here today. In a way, his passing allowed my life to continue. Every time I think about it, I feel like I need to keep my body healthy and live a few more years. The sights I see, I believe he can sense them from somewhere far away. When I was too weak to take care of him, it was you and your comrades who stayed by his side. Thank you for everything that you've done for him.
As for me, well, I'm currently working as a fashion designer.
A fashion designer? Is that because of Acheron?
It is. I'm sure you remember how much she loved beautiful things. She was always into fashion, so I decided to become part of that world. That way, she can always be with me. I admit I had no idea how fun fashion design could be until I actually gave it a shot. I wish I'd figured that out sooner. We would have had so much more to talk about. Anyway, I'm planning to start my own fashion brand next year. She used to say that after retiring from the army, she wanted to pursue fashion design. I really want to carry on her dream. It feels like my life's purpose. You know, she used to talk about you when she came home for the holidays. How your rivalry pushed her to keep improving. So, thank you. I'm proud of my sister, and I'm proud of you, too.
As you can see, all of us have made it to this day, carrying the will of those we loved. So please don't say they left nothing behind. They've always been a part of every pain and joy we've experienced over the years. Please remember, everything and everyone in New Eridu is only here today because you all risked your lives in battle.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to hear about how you're all doing and to listen to these words. I'm so glad I decided to come here on Remembrance Day.
Speaking of which, I wasn't expecting to see any of you. What brings you here today?
I could ask you the same thing, Ethel. Last time I asked, you said you weren't coming. I only came because I suddenly got a DM from Nathan. He said he really wanted me to be here.
I'm here because of Nathan's message, too. He was pretty insistent, so I thought he'd be here. But I've been looking around for a while now. I still haven't seen him.
Nathan.
So it's the same for all of us. I responded to his message, but he never wrote back. Isn't that strange?
Sorry, but who's this Nathan you're talking about?
Nathan is Lethe's younger brother. Frankly, out of all of us, he's probably the one who wants to Deceive the most. He used to be part of the defense force himself, and...
The day the old capital fell, his squad was responsible for supporting the forces that had already entered the Hollow, which included all of you.
Wait. What division was he in?
He's told us that story so many times. When they saw how bad things were in that Hollow, some of the reinforcements called off their plans and pulled back. He tried to stop them, but there was nothing he could do.
He always blamed himself and wanted to find you to apologize. But the truth is, the reinforcements retreating was inevitable. Shortly after their retreat, headquarters issued the official order. We all lost someone in that disaster. And for a while, we resented the reinforcements for their decision. But over time, we came to understand it and eventually let it go. There was no avoiding casualties in that battle. In hindsight, it wasn't wrong for headquarters to prioritize saving their strength.
May I ask what the name of Nathan's squad was when he was in the defense force?
What division specifically?
The Impera squad of the Obsidian Division. Is something wrong?
Oh, fuck. Now, the client is Nathan!
Nothing. It's just... I think I might have stumbled upon the answer I was looking for.
After 4 family members paid their respects and left, they continued touring on Remembrance Day. Charon stood there in the gaze, seemingly having understood something. At that moment, a sound came from the open space in front of the outpost. It seemed someone had stepped onto the podium and all the citizens all gathered in the podium, preparing to listen to the person's speech. According to the schedule for Remembrance Day, it should be time for a representative of retired Defense Force veterans to give a speech. It looks like the speech is about to begin. I feel a bit concerned, Proxy. Proxy, could we go over and listen to the speech for a moment? Yeah.
Is that Zoe on the podium?
Is he here to speak on behalf of the soldiers?
Is she here to speak on behalf of the soldiers? A decorated veteran. That seems fitting. But I don't see Jesse or Aaron around. Didn't they come?
Everyone please, quiet down. Zoe, of Nemesis Squad, a representative of the veterans, will now deliver the Remembrance Day speech.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to stand here and speak on behalf of all of the soldiers of the Defense Force. Today, we gather to commemorate Remembrance Day, a day born from the tragedy of the old capital's fall. Many of us lost relatives or friends in the disaster, and I am no exception. Every member of my squad perished in that battle, leaving me as the only survivor. Losing the friends you cherish to the Hollow is a pain that never fades. It's a sorrow that will stay with us, now and forever. However, to the families of the fallen soldiers, hold your heads high with pride for your loved ones who gave their lives. They fought to the very last moment when the old capital fell. Death isn't the end, nor dishonor. It is their eternal medal. They gave their lives facing an unstoppable disaster, exchanging their sacrifice for the world we have today. In doing so, they fulfilled their duties as soldiers to perfection. Without the blood they spilled, Eridu would not have endured, and new Eridu would never have risen from the ashes. In honor of the wishes of the departed, look ahead, people of New Eridu. Our thoughts and remembrance of those who passed will be carried in every flicker of candlelight and in every bouquet of flowers. My speech was meant to end here, but since you all seem quite engaged, please allow me to share a little more. The reason you all agree with what I've said is because it offers a way to step away from the pain. That's what the living do. They seek ways to ease the weight of others' deaths, so they can find a way to start over. This is the new Eridu of today. A huge disaster consumed the old capital, and the people who survived it keep saying things like, treasure the moment and start fresh to numb themselves, hoping to forget the nightmare. No one talks about the soldiers who gave their lives in Hollow Zero. No one asks why they had to die. The brave gave their lives battling the ethereal onslaught, while the weak survived.
Anyone else feeling like the speech is taking a different turn, or is it just me?
This is New Eridu, built by weaklings. Its order founded upon their way of thinking. Your applause makes me realize you all accept this logic. Each of you had loved ones who sacrificed their lives in the fall of the old capital. And now, you're thankful that someone has encouraged you to move on from them. What meaning does the sacrifice of those who died have if you all choose to forget? Have you never thought about why your own loved ones had to die? And why no one is responsible for their deaths?
Yeah, this is definitely taking a certain turn.
Miss Zoe, there's not much time left for your,
Open your eyes! I'm speaking to those who have lost loved ones! If death is the medal for the fallen, then pain is the cross the living must bear. If you fear its weight and run from the suffering, the soldiers will never find peace in their eternal rest. To tear the wound open once again, so you'll never forget the searing pain! That's the real meaning of Remembrance Day!
I don't agree.
Charon, I didn't expect you to be here for Remembrance Day. How are things going with your search? Seems like you have something to say.
Among the people standing here, there's a woman who raised her daughter with the survivor benefits left by her husband. Another who's been able to carry on with her life thanks to the final efforts of her child. And yet another who's found purpose because of the influence of his late sister. The will of the deceased lives on in every person here. The soldiers who died during the fall of the old capital fought for this. The future that their loved ones are making for themselves now. The old me might have agreed with what you said, but someone taught me that pain and hardship can lead to hope. They helped me see that hope could be inherited, not just destroyed when life fades. That's why I believe the departed didn't leave us wounded or with a heavy cross to bear, but with a melody. Each of us holds a harmonica that plays the melody of life. At first, it may sound awkward, but it will eventually flow smoothly, taking on our own style, until it merges with our soul.
You seem quite certain about what you're saying. Tell me then, what kind of melody is left behind by those we've lost?
I'm not sure. I can't picture the exact melody, but I trust the answer I've chosen. And I trust everything I've seen and heard.
A vague and insubstantial answer, isn't it? I was right about you, Charon. From the moment we met, I knew we'd never really understand each other.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Everyone, I apologize for taking up your time. My speech ends here. Please feel free to continue with your visit.
Zoe exits the venue without sparing a single glance back, leaving the audience and the defense force in a state of confusion. Charon looked thoughtfully in the direction she disappeared.
What do you think, Proxy?
Something's definitely off.
Her demeanor and what she said earlier. Something was clearly off. I have a bad feeling.
You mean about her real identity, right? Looks like we're on the same page.
I think we found our vulture.
Shielded by her identity as a decorated soldier, she seemed pretty confident that we wouldn't confront her directly on military ground like at the outpost. She arrived so brazenly and left without a care. If I'm right about this, she'll be trying to contact us again in no time.
Yep. Speak of the devil. Just as he finishes her sentence, the phone rings again. Shepard appears on the screen as you enter the video call. He seems panicked and anxious to speak, but the moment he sees that you're in Scott Outpost, he swallows back the words and clears his throat instead.
Looks like you're a little busy, so I'll keep it short.
Please do.
The client just sent me a location via Knock Knock, along with a picture of several unconscious, tied-up individuals. I'll send you the location shortly. It should be an entrance to the Hollow in Port Elpis. At this stage, I don't have any further requests. My only hope is that you'll proceed with caution.
A location with a picture of the hostages. Looks like Grim Vulture is losing patience and wants to put an end to all this.
What do you plan on doing?
Charon, what's your plan? No matter what you decide, I'll stay by your side till the end.
Charon doesn't answer right away. Instead, she takes out her harmonica and looks down at it, as if she's trying to decide. In the end, she tucks her harmonica away.
I've made up my mind. Proxy, please accept my official commission. Help me venture into the depths of the Hollow to rescue the client and any other hostages. It's time to put an end to this.
My thoughts exactly.
It's up to me to stop Grim Vulture. Stop her from crushing everything in front of her with that heavy cross.
You leave the Remembrance Day event with Charon and return to the video store. She cleans her firearm multiple times and keeps adjusting her breathing. The showdown is about to begin. Proxy, thank you for accompanying me thus far. In the upcoming battle, Grim Vulture has likely already set up a stage filled with traps. We may need to brace ourselves for a tough fight. Do you have a strategy in mind? To be honest, there isn't a fully viable strategy. The opponent is a sniper and can keenly anticipate the timing and trajectory of each of my shots, dodging in advance. Entering the battlefield pre-prepared by such a formidable enemy alone, it's foreseeable that she will continuously occupy elevated sniper positions, relentlessly targeting us, while we have very few opportunities to land a hit on her. Would that mean we'd be easy prey? Theoretically speaking, that's right. In a sniper duel, the one who fails to secure the best vantage point or exposes their position is always the loser. But I believe there is still a chance. In our previous fight, I could sense the pride and the impatience of Grim Vulture as a sniper. I'm not sure where that impatience comes from, but that pride is definitely something that we can turn against her. I believe she would never accept the idea of me surpassing her in sniping skills. If I can outmatch her at a critical moment, she will lose her composure. That will be the only instance he exposes a weakness. Proxy, this is the strategy I've chosen. Grim Vulture may indeed be the superior sniper, but I will surpass her and make the strategy succeed. To win this battle, despite the overwhelming disadvantage, please entrust your back to me, Proxy. I need you, as my companion, to support me. You have to do the same then, Charon. Yes, I will. I will protect you, so please also provide me with your guidance. You got it. Piercing rain. Let's finish this.
Ready and waiting.
Come on. It's
I know I'm going up this way.
Awaiting for
Want to see the red?
One
Needs.
number 0. Anby.
ready.
I'm
Head me ready for
My
good day.
looking for it? No problem. Let's go have some fun.
I feel like maybe I should just have Karen go into this solo for the dramatic effects and everything, but I don't want to risk it. Oh, and it's raining. That sets the mood.
Charon, look. Another communicator.
Of course.
Another communicator. It's a bad habit for a sniper to be so talkative.
Oh, really? I think it's rather good for my mental health to witness in real time how my target becomes desperate and gives up their struggle.
You really do enjoy talking, don't you, Zoe?
Do you really still need to disguise your voice? I thought you didn't want to hide anymore, Zoe.
You're right. Seems there's no need for secrecy anymore. I, Zoe, the sniper known as Grim Vulture of Nemesis Squad, send you my regards.
Zoe. No. Grim Vulture. You, like me, were one of the advanced troops deployed to suppress Hollow Zero right after the fall of the old capital, right? Noct, Cartess, and Impera Squad. So far, all the victims have been members of these squads. They were initially supposed to enter the Hollow to reinforce the advanced troops. Nemesis, your squad, lacking reinforcements, lost everyone except you in the fall of the old capital. You blamed their deaths on the absence of reinforcements and sought revenge on them. That's my conclusion. Just like me, the fall of the old capital left you entirely alone.
A sniper, the sole survivor, a mere pawn abandoned by the military. Don't you think we're very much alike?
No.
The Impera squad member, Nathan, the one you're searching for, he pleaded with me to let him go when I was about to kill him, saying he had to see you no matter what. That's how you caught my attention. I let him live to get all sorts of information on you. I was so curious about you that I even set a trap, disguising myself as a victim to get closer to you. It turned out we share the same story. We even got the same PTSD symptoms. After all these years, we still see images of our teammates before they die. It's impossible to erase them from our minds. It's just, you use ridiculous fantasies to numb yourself, chasing after illusions of your squad mates. Well, I can't afford to be as naive as you.
Naive. That's what you call it? You really are short-sighted.
One night, when I was overwhelmed with the unbearable images of my comrades' deaths, vomiting and crying, I finally realized the meaning behind their appearance before me. They were pleading with me. Pleading for vengeance against those who abandoned us, begging me to destroy the repulsive, hypocritical new order of New Eridu. So, I carried on their will. I began kidnapping targets and sniping them in the Hollow, watching as they became corrupted and died in despair.
She really did become a maniac.
Do you really think this is what they'd want?
What else? Would they want me to be like you, playing at a game of finding my missing squad mates, accepting their deaths when I'm done playing, and then forgiving the very enemy who killed them? What a noble and virtuous gesture. Forgive on behalf of fallen comrades, coexist with New Eridu's order, and live peacefully among cowards. It's precisely because you and I are so similar that this hypocritical and cruel attitude makes it even harder for me to forgive you. After our first conversation, I was certain I must end your life myself to prove I'm right.
That's exactly what I wanted to say to you, too. because we've suffered the same hardships. I can't accept the path of destruction you've chosen. Jesse, Aaron, Nathan, the client I've been searching for, and any other targets of revenge you've set your sights on. They all feel regret and struggle over the choices they made back then. But you can't see any of that. You didn't target the higher-ups who misjudged the situation, the dangerous ethereals who killed your comrades, or the ones responsible for the fall of the old capital. Instead, you went after the easiest targets.
You turned your barrel on the people who didn't have a say in the matter. You think they didn't want to go in there and help them?
Grim Vulture, as a sniper of the Eridu Defense Force, you have failed in your duty. To preserve the will and hope left by my comrades, I'm going to put an end to your actions right here.
That suits me just fine. A sniper should let the gun do the talking. Make it to the deepest part of the hollow alive, and I'll meet you with nothing but raw malice.
Likewise. Putting an end to this.
You made it here. Let me reward you with a few things you don't know.
And here we go.
Noct, Cartus, Impura, and many other squads.
That'll hurt something.
Did you know the reinforcements that were meant to back us up ended up deciding to retreat? Relying on a show of hands to vote, isn't that ridiculous? Our lives were discarded in such an absurd way, like a kindergarten election for class monitor.
Copy.
If you think you give us to.
So, when I killed them, I employed the same method. I made a dozen or so.
Jesse and Aaron, do you have them too? Or are they already?
Do you still care about them? Or should I say... It looks like I haven't made enough of a threat to your life if you still have the time to worry about them.
I guess you're not worth it.
Flip the switch.
Why not leave their faces as unsolved mysteries? Normally that's more suspenseful, right? In any case, when you stumble into the underworld with your insight spilling out, you'll see the two of them.
The wind and rain are picking up.
This extreme weather is perfect for sending you to your grave. No one will hear your screams and cries as you die.
Sick of this bitch!
Increase firepower.
By the time the rain stops, you'll maybe
Keep telling yourself that.
I wonder, do you remember the weather on the day the old capital fell? You made it to this part of the hollow in one go. Ah! Such determination deserves praise! Now, time for the final showdown to agree on.
I won't back down.
A really foolish, only way to put it. What sniper would ever confront their enemies head on?
One with pride,
Fun for me.
one with honor, but you clearly didn't have neither.
I prepared a little bit for you. I made that material by abducting and corrupting a high-ranking officer.
You what? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Off balance.
It wasn't easy luring it here. You can play with it for a while.
almost dead without that monologue you doing.
I'll watch you from above. Slip up. Then I'll put a bullet right through your heart.
There. It's down. Sit. Nice cats.
The real failure as a sniper is the one who's been forced into a corner, like you!
Focus.
The wind. It's shifting.
There.
I won't fall for your distractions so easily.
You think so?
What? I will surpass you with my own melody of victory.
Damn!
And let the wind
Boom!
the opening notes.
Charon! No! Wake up! Charon!
Shit.
That's...
Oh, that was close. It's always the tiniest things blocking the shots. After the gunshot, the hollow falls silent once more. I think it's meant to say silent. Leaving only the countless biting raindrops attempting over and over to wash away the scent of blood that oozed from the wounds of the defeated, only to fail time and time again. The loser pays no attention to her mortal wound, only staring at the distant horizon, as though salvation might be waiting there. Sometime later, the victor has climbed the steel and stands in front of her. They say their last words while the defeated still has the energy to converse.
Just you? Where's your friend, the Proxy?
The Proxy went to rescue the hostages. I want to speak with you alone. A sniper should always monitor the changes to their surroundings, factoring the environment into their tactics. Being blinded by the intent to kill and failing to take this into account was your downfall.
Didn't expect to be lectured by a youngster. What a disgrace. When my view was blocked, I realized you'd used the visual blind spot to reposition. So I adjusted my aim accordingly. But I still couldn't hit you.
Your prediction and accuracy were spot on. I was just saved once again by this. By both this harmonica, and by my former comrades.
Are you trying to say that this is destiny? That it's the will of my companions guarding me? I lost to the wave of ethereals, to the military's betrayal. And now I lose to your reckless actions, driven by some ridiculous fantasy.
Yes.
Your fantasy, your attitude, your very existence, and the outcome of this battle. They are the greatest denial and insult to my revenge.
Yet you're emitting a much calmer ether energy now. Almost as if you found relief.
My vision is fading. I can't see my comrades on the brink of death anymore. My wounds are fatal. I don't feel any pain. Relief. It's not such a bad thing.
Did you intend for me to kill you from the start?
Let me answer that question with a story. The first time I saw you was actually during the fall of the old capital. My comrades were all dead, and the reinforcements the higher-ups promised before the mission never came. I can't even remember how long the fight went on. Ultimately, I had no choice but to retreat, failing to bring back my squad mates' bodies. I made my way through one battle line after another. The advanced troops were nearly wiped out. But when I reached a certain front, a small squad of survivors called out to me. Few people can still stand after such severe corruption and injury, but all 5 of them were still fighting. They were protecting a girl who had lost her sight and fallen unconscious while searching for a way out of the hollow. They told me they were beyond saving, and if I planned to retreat, I must take the girl with me. I couldn't turn down the last request of a group of heroic soldiers about to die in battle. Your comrades entrusted your life to me. I was the one who brought you out of the hollow.
So it's her.
You already know what happened afterward. It didn't take long for you to leave the Defense Force after you came to. Just like me. I developed PTSD so intense that sometimes I couldn't even hold a normal conversation. But for me, the hardest blow was the death of my squad. To an orphan like me, they were family. If the reinforcements had kept their word and provided support, they wouldn't have died for nothing. Don't you ever have that thought?
To say I don't would be a lie, but I think deep down you know. From the moment we stepped into the hollow, there was no way we were getting saved. Given how quickly the hollow was spreading, and the ever-increasing number of ethereals, it would take the sacrifice of countless Defense Force troops to suppress it. It wasn't something that could have been accomplished in such a short time. The reinforcements would have only been a drop in the bucket. More sacrifices without results. Canceling the reinforcements, sending the advanced troops to rescue as many civilians as possible to minimize casualties. I think most commanders would have made the same decision.
Objective and cold logic. I understand it, of course. But when you see members of the reinforcements living happy lives years later, can you still keep your composure? I couldn't. Even if the chance was minuscule, I wanted my squad mates to survive. But they turned that chance to 0, and still have the nerve to embrace a peaceful future. I can't help but resent them. By the time I realized what I'd done, I had already taken several lives. Nathan. When I tied him up and was about to kill him, he begged me to spare him, saying he had something to give you, no matter what. That was when you re-entered my line of sight. I think I've said this before. We're very similar. Yet we have completely opposite beliefs. After meeting you, I became even more certain. In the face of suffering, I chose destruction, while you were destined to choose to protect. You're still entangled in your obsession with your squad mates. If this continues, you'll eventually sink into a void of despair. Your hope is like a bubble, ready to burst at any moment. The version of you I want to kill is the complete one, who can firmly reject my answer. If you haven't found your answer yet, then I'll be the one to push you forward. I kill you, or you end me. Either way works. But after seeing your growth, maybe I'd prefer you to step over my body. That's the final answer.
Why?
Emptiness and doubt. No matter how many targets of my revenge I took down, nothing changed. aiming my gun at former comrades, drowning in hate and rage. All it left was a hollow emptiness. But you're different. You've gained unconditional trust from the Proxy. You have the courage to fight through my trap. And eventually, you'll have a melody that's uniquely yours. My belief has faltered. I finally remember. My squad mates were fools, just like you. You're right. They would never want me to become this way. I talk about carrying their cross. But in truth, I never carried their will. So be it. Take the hostage and go. A villain stained with the blood of others deserves nothing but a miserable end. I'm looking forward to how long you'll be able to protect those in front of your eyes.
Charon doesn't leave. Instead, she kneels beside Grim Vulture, picks up the bullet-marked harmonica, and begins playing a melody titled Homecoming. Kind of wish it wasn't just a abruptly stop like that. The melody briefly takes over the roaring downpour, reaching the ears of Grim Vulture as he lies bleeding out, barely clinging to life. A faint glimmer appears in her empty eyes in her faint final moment.
It can still be played after taking a bullet. Impressive.
This is my final melody to you. No matter how miserable you've become, I'll still remember you. Remember we once shared the same path in life. But in the end, our paths diverged. Your hatred has long twisted into sin. But if not for you, I wouldn't have learned how to hate, or found the true targets of my hatred. I used to know nothing. My teammates served as my teachers and taught me so much. And I think you must be my final teacher. You taught me, in the most intense way, what hatred truly means.
Really? So you found someone you want revenge against, too. That's good.
The melody of Homecoming plays on as the girl endures the agony of her ocular rejection, struggling to make the harmonica's notes rise above the sound of the rain. As the last note fades amidst the relentless downpour, the defeated one takes her final breath. I have no words for that. I really don't. You rescue the kidnapped people, leave the Hollow, anonymously report things to public security, and update the Shepherd on the situation. The series of tasks that need to be done after such an intense battle leaves you dizzy. After requesting to meet the client with Shepherd, you receive his message calling you to Port Elpis. Proxy, we've arrived at the port. According to the Shepherd, he, the client, and the rescued Jesse and Aaron should all be here. Let's go talk to them. Is something bothering you? Oh, Proxy, you noticed. Even though we defeated Grim Vulture, I still can't seem to let it go. Just as I thought, when the wind changed and the falling banner blocked her vision, she could have retreated, waited for her sight to clear, and then resumed sniping. If she had done that, I would have had no chance in winning. But her pride wouldn't allow her to take an action that implicitly admitted her tactics were inferior. She still chose to engage in a shootout with me despite the blind spot. Doesn't this just prove your strategy was successful? But after realizing that she actually wanted to die, I started to wonder, was my course of action something she deliberately led me into? I would find a way to break her trap and create an opportunity for a reversal, and she was waiting for that moment, ready to test whether I had truly surpassed her through a direct confrontation. I believe that was her intention. Her feelings must have been very complicated. Proxy, he told me that Grim Vulture once appeared here at the port, standing by the trash can on the wooden pier, gazing out at the sea. What was he thinking back then, I wonder? I did not encounter her. I think I was supposed to, but I just didn't. Sorry. I was just talking to myself. Let's go meet the client together. He's still alive and hadn't become another of Grim Vulture's victims. I suppose that's the best news we could have. Although I already understand that the client's true identity is not my teammate, and it may not bring the hope I've longed for. I still want to face him. Alright, let's go. Oh, that way. Oh. Every single one of these agent stories gotta be so freaking emotionally heavy.
So you're the sniper from Liar Squad. It's nice to finally meet you.
And you must be the one who's been searching for me. Nathan, the younger brother of Lethe. It's good to see you safe and sound.
That's right. I'm sorry for causing all this trouble. I nearly cost you your life, becoming a target of a victim from the fall of the old capital. Maybe that's what I get, not helping my brother and the rest of the defense force back then. When the reinforcements decided to retreat, I spoke out against it. I had family among the soldiers already in the Hollow, but I didn't have the courage to take that step. The one that might have cost me my life. I'm sorry.
You don't need to feel regret or apologize. The outcome wasn't something you could have controlled. You cared deeply for Lethe, and even today you still think of him. To someone like him, who always cherished family, that's more than enough.
Thank you. I heard you've been searching for the members of Liar Squad all these years. I'm nothing compared to your determination. Thank you for everything you've done, but please stop the search. It's time for you to start living a life that's truly your own. I hate to say this as a family member, but back then, they were already...
I know. You don't need to say it. I've been drowning in a fantasy of my own making for years, but it's a fantasy that kept me from falling into the abyss. Nathan, Grim Vulture told me you have something you want to give me. Is that why you commissioned someone to find me?
Yes. After learning about the bond between you and your squad, I knew I couldn't live with myself if I didn't get this to you. So I got on my knees and begged Grim Vulture, even playing this recording for her, hoping it would move her. Regardless of how things unfolded, what matters is that it wasn't destroyed, and I'm here, alive, to hand it to you.
Liar Squad's tape. A tape from Liar Squad discovered by Nathan, Leith's younger brother. This long-sealed recording sparked the series of events that would follow. Years have passed, and while the tape surfaced still somewhere, the audio within remains pristine and as crystal clear as if it was recorded just yesterday.
I found this while going through my brother's belongings. It's been tucked away for years. There's a recording on it, and I think it's a gift Liar Squad made for you, but never had the chance to give you.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if I listen to it now with the proxies?
With us?
With me and Belle? We're honored. I thought we were just here to collect the commission fee today.
Go ahead. As for the commission fee, I'll pay it to you both shortly, so don't worry about that.
Got it. Nathan takes a step back. Charon looks at you, her lips seeming to tremble lightly. You gently hold her hand, feeling the warmth and strength in her palm. She presses the play button.
Hey, hello? Alright, it's a recording. This is a message from Liar Squad for our little sniper. Everyone ready? I'll count down. 3, 2, 1.
Congratulations on your 1000th day with Liar Squad!
are totally out of sync. Captain, can we redo this? The anniversary gift has to be perfect.
That's our assault specialist, Acheron. She has a strong sense of aesthetics, prioritizing beauty in both combat and her daily life. She taught me a lot about makeup and fashion.
Oh, she won't care if we're a little off. Forget the re-record. Let's just get it done and order the cake. We don't want him to sell out.
That's our medic, Kakaitis. He's usually lazy and a bit of a smooth talker, but he's actually very capable and kind. He taught me a lot about unconventional negotiation tactics and ways of handling things.
You two, stop arguing during the recording. I've already ordered the cake. If you keep rambling, we really will have to re-record this. Cut the chatter already.
And that Styx, a reliable artillery specialist. He's the oldest in the squad. He loves sharing photos of his daughter and reminiscing about how he wooed his wife. The way he won her over inspired me a lot.
All right, let's all calm down. Wouldn't want to get on the captain's bad side. Captain, would you like to go first? We can edit or re-record whatever we need to.
That's our scout and engineer, Lethe. He's a bit self-conscious because of how his younger brother excels, and he's somewhat introverted. But he's actually very capable. He taught me sharp observation skills, calm execution under pressure, and how to make use of the environment.
Okay, thank you all for settling down before I completely lost my cool. It's fine. No need to cut anything or re-record. Let's just keep it as it is. Loud and messy, just like our Liar Squad.
That's our captain, who took me in and taught me how to play the harmonica. And the real Charon. I'll make sure to explain properly to you later, Proxy.
Sure thing.
As you've heard, this recording is a little gift from the 5 of us. How time flies. When I brought you into the squad about 2.5 years ago, you were just a shy kid who blushed whenever you talked to someone. Over these 1,000 days, you've really worked hard to keep pace with our fighting rhythm. You've done incredibly well. In the last mission, your successful sniper kill of that high-risk ethereal really helped Acheron a lot.
Since he was with him for at least a good 3 years.
I hate to say it, but yeah, I went too far in last time. Thanks for getting me out of that mess. Just this once, I'll admit, your moves were more elegant in that fight.
Not just that fight. Ever since you became a quicker shot and learned to adjust for wind speeds on the fly, we've been taking fewer and fewer hits. Makes my job way easier. So, cheers.
You often worry about not doing enough. But in these 2.5 years, you've absorbed everything I know about stealth, reconnaissance, and tactical countermeasures. Trust me, you'll become an incredibly skilled sniper.
Having you covering us from the rear makes every fight feel safer. But you still have a lot to learn about socializing and romance. When peace finally comes to Eridu, leave us and live your own life.
Where did that come from? She's not leaving us. Even if she retires, she'll move into my house and I'll spoil her with loads of beautiful clothes. We can talk about living alone in 10 or 20 years. Sorry, I got carried away.
A little bit.
Anyway, you're talented and hardworking. Over these 1,000 days, you've opened your heart to us and even encouraged us in return. Having you as a comrade is a blessing for all 5 of us. But I have to say one thing. You're always so sensitive and kind. Every time you see us get hurt, you look like you're about to break. Has our squad motto, having each other's backs, become too much of a burden for you? I get how you feel. When your squad mates trust you with their backs, your first instinct is to protect them, right? But that's not the way it should be. No one can shoulder everything alone. Don't try to carry everything on your own. Choosing to fight on the battlefield is my resolve. Feel it. Share yours with me. And when it's your turn to watch my back, I'll give my all to honor it too.
As long as you fight with all your strength, there's no such thing as failing to protect something, because your will and our will is preserved and carried on in other ways.
But don't let that weigh on you. Try to trust in us, just like we trust in you, no matter what.
I've struggled with that kind of thinking myself, but I eventually made my way through it. All this talk of camaraderie, of keeping each other safe. It's like a harmonica melody scoring our time together. Even when things change, our tune will go on.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm sometimes terrified. Afraid that someday you'll blame yourself for failing to protect us and fall apart. That's why I wanted to record this message. Please, don't try to bear everything alone. Maybe you can start relying on us more, fully entrusting your vulnerable side to us. Our will has long been intertwined with yours. We're comrades. This is getting way too sentimental. It doesn't feel like me anymore. Anyway, we just want to see you trusting your comrades enough to share your burdens, even if it isn't us. Finally, we'd like to give you the song that's closest to us. If what we've said is hard to understand, just feel it through the music. Please, enjoy my masterpiece, Homecoming.
Yellow cassette plays a familiar tune. It sounds crisp and clear, as though it were recorded just yesterday. When the music fades, the tape goes silent. We turn to the woman who calls herself Charon, as she desperately wipes away uncomfortable tears. The harbor wind ruffles her hair, and then, at last, she lifts her head. Oh, give me a minute, cause that actually got me tearing up a bit. Oh god. Oh.
Proxy, do you remember? I was once terrified of seeing the look on their faces.
Of course. Can you see them clearly now?
Yes, crystal clear. As if I've returned to the exact moment of parting. So this is our last glance.
They knew they weren't going to make it out, but they knew Trigger could.
This is the answer you wanted me to find. Thanks, guys. For everything.
After meeting with Nathan, you spend a long time with Charon at Port Elpis, letting the sea breeze wash over you. You don't say a word, because you both know it'll soon be time to part ways. As the temperature begins to cool, you head back to 6th Street with her.
Proxies. No. Lies. Belle. I've troubled you two a lot these days with my personal affairs. Words can't describe what you've done for me.
No worries. Honestly, my brother and I have been a bit lost recently. Meeting you, though, well, it feels like we've known each other forever. Doesn't it, Wise?
I learned a lot from you, too.
Yeah, we've learned a lot from you, too. If nothing else, spending time with you really cheered us up. Perhaps we've always shared the same resolve.
Yeah. When I was trapped in self-doubt, unable to get out, I'm glad you were there with me. You're right. We've already entrusted our backs to each other as comrades. And because of that, because we are comrades, please, hear me out. Maybe you've already noticed. I'm sorry, but I've been keeping something from you. Charon isn't actually my code name.
No, we figured that already.
As I mentioned before, Charon was my captain's code name. When I met both of you for the first time, I didn't want to tell you my code name, because I thought someone who couldn't protect their squad mates had no right to one. So I lied. Captain Charon was an orphan like me, with no family to mourn her. I've been using her code name because I may be the last person in the world who still remembers her. But I understand now. If I want to keep moving forward, I can't keep hiding behind a lie. My true codename is...
You don't have to tell me right now.
Charon, at the harbor, Nathan spoke to you privately. Was he offering you a chance to return to the Defense Force?
Yes. He said he still has a friend in the Defense Force who's currently forming a new squad. And if my goals align with theirs, I could consider joining them.
So, what's your decision? Where will you go next?
After everything that's happened, I think I do share the same goal as that friend of his in the new squad they're building. So I'll head back to the new Eridu Defense Force and keep chasing my new goal with a new team.
Your new goal is what?
Your new goal. Is it to look further into the fall of the old capital?
Yes. My encounter with Grim Vulture has made me realize this should be the true form of my vengeance.
Trying to figure out what even caused it in the first place.
I'll uncover the real culprits behind the old capital's fall and make them pay for their crimes. If the ferryman who leads me to the truth demands a price, I'm willing to wager my life. I have a gut feeling the masterminds will reveal themselves again soon. To protect the city my comrades cherished and sacrificed their lives for, I won't allow such a tragedy to happen again. By letting the will to protect guide my hatred, I now have a clear aim toward the truth.
That's exactly why we can't be completely honest with each other right now.
That's what I thought. If that's the case, then for now, we shouldn't learn your true code name, nor entrust our backs to one another.
Are you saying we're on opposite sides?
No. We might walk different paths, but those paths will lead us to the same destination. It's just that, for now, we can't say any more than that.
Right now, we're still very powerless.
To be honest, after facing an enemy as ruthless as Grim Vulture, we're reminded of our own powerlessness. Watching you fight back, almost losing your life to a bullet. That feeling.
I did forget, this is a flashback. This is before they became the legendary Phaethon, so they don't have all the skills they got like they do now.
We're nowhere near strong enough to protect you. And we're not strong enough to open up about our pasts either. Sorry.
Without a second thought or hesitation, Charon takes hold of each of their hands and brings them together at her chest.
If this is your slightly selfish principle, I'll respect it. You were once my proxies, and I'll keep this memory locked away as something I cherish. If, as you say, our destination is the same, then we should continue on our separate paths, striving to grow stronger. The next time we meet, I'll reveal my true codename. I hope we can become true comrades. I want your presence to forever remain in the melody of my life.
Deal.
Yes, it's a promise. We'll cross paths once again, Charon.
You watch the woman who calls herself Charon walk further and farther away. A Defense Force soldier waits for her at the end of her path.
Hello. I'm the sniper from the former Liar Squad of the Chrysoberyl Division, recommended by Captain Nathan, originally of the new Eridu Defense Force's Obsidian Division, Impera Squad.
Yeah, I heard about you from my superior. You're the one who dealt with the serial murders targeting the Defense Force, right? Well, the new Eridu Defense Force is ready to welcome you back. Let me confirm a few details before taking you to base. Which squad are you applying to join? And did you have a code name during your previous service?
I'm applying to join the Obsidian Division's Obel Squad. As for my codename, Trigger. I was Trigger of Liar Squad.
And that's where it began. Everything's come to an end. Weiss, do you think we'll ever see Charon again? For sure. I'm looking forward to it too. I really hope we can grow and get stronger, and have greater power to face any crisis. When we reunite with her, then we have to hear her real codename. Great minds think alike. However, after hearing Charon and Grim Vulture's stories, I can't help but feel a bit sad. They had the same fate, but in the end, they walked completely different paths and became enemies. Weiss, if hypothetically we also encounter enemies who once experienced the same fate, but now walk completely different paths with opposing goals, forced to be enemies, what will you do? Seek mutual understanding. It sounds like something you would say. If that time ever comes, I'll join you in seeking understanding as well. We, Phaethon, should face everything together, right? After everything that's happened, I feel pretty exhausted. You must feel the same, right, Weiss? How about we take a good rest first? The commissions from this separate won't be as easy as we've been having it before, you know. Definitely not. And that was out of sight. I was not expecting it to be just one lengthy chapter. I thought it was gonna be like 3 chapters like it usually is, but this was it was something else. I liked it. And finally got some closer for Trigger. Oh yeah, and then there's these new there's this event stuff to do with that I'll be doing on my own time to get these good polychromes. Because I'm gonna need some more if I'm gonna be trying to get Vivian later on. Why these stories always gotta hit me in the heart? I can't. All you knows how to make some heart-wrenching stories. I hate that. But that's it for today. I will catch you all next time. No, not entirely sure what it'll be next time. I'm still debating on that. Having no schedule kind of goes all over the place. But as always, masters and misses, we hope to see you again soon.